"You're late," barked Coach Drago, looking at his watch. It wasn't really my fault. Mitzi, the German shepherd, just wouldn't go to the bathroom. Some of these dogs are way too choosy about where they go. You'd think every swatch of lawn was the same. Then, when Mitzi finally squatted, I realized I had left my plastic cleanup bags at home, so we had to run away really fast. No one saw us, but some poor family was going to find a surprise on their lawn. I felt a little bad, but what was I supposed to do? Put it in my pocket? But at least I showed up to practice. Coach should have been happy to see me, but he didn't act like it. "I've been busy," I explained. "You need to be here. You need to be on time. If you're not committed to this team, I'll play kids who are." "Yes, Coach, I know," I said, frowning, so he knew I was serious. "But I have a good reason. Do you like dogs or cats?" "Cats. Why?" "Never mind." Malcolm frowned at me, but I returned it with an even nastier frown of my own. I'd show him my awesome soccer talents. He'd see I wasn't the boss of him just in the business world, but on the playing field, too. It was about time I put him in his place. I joined the line for shooting drills. The team was already practicing them. It was pretty simple. Take a pass, one dribble, and shoot. "Otto, what are you doing?" yelled Coach. My shot bounced meekly to the left, about 10 feet away from the goal. "Sorry," I mumbled. "The bench needs more bench warmers." "Yes, Coach. Sorry, Coach." Malcolm was next, and he buried his shot into the top corner of the net. It even had a slight bend. Where did that come from? "That's how it's done," yelled Coach Drago, clapping. "Nice shot." Eric Lansing, our midfielder, then ran up, dribbled, and kicked a laser into the back of the net. "Beautiful kick!" shouted our coach. I stood in line waiting for my next turn. Malcolm was in the back of me. "You don't think Coach would really bench me, do you?" I grumbled. "I think Coach should play the guys who show up to practice on time." He turned his back to talk to Kyle Krovich, completely ignoring me. Soon it was my turn again. I concentrated as hard as I could. I stared laser beams into that ball. Then I stutter-stepped and kicked more mightily than anyone had ever kicked the ball before in its world history of soccer kicking. I imagined the ball ripping through the net, leaving Malcolm's and Coach Drago's mouth open in awe and wonder. I missed the ball, though, completely. I waved my arms like a chicken, a practically clumsy chicken, before toppling over and landing on my behind. Coach Drago didn't say anything, but he wasn't smiling either. I didn't even look at Malcolm. I'm pretty sure that he, on the other hand, smiled broadly. I sat at the kitchen table after dinner. Lexi was in her room, which is where she had been all afternoon with her door closed. She was probably making signs that very moment. The downstairs was dark, except for the light over my head, shining down on the math worksheets in front of me. I needed to catch up on my schoolwork, but my eyes were heavy, and the numbers on the page kept blurring together. Maybe if I listened in class, I would know what I was supposed to do. But I found the day went by much faster if I doodled dog pictures. I was getting pretty good at them. If we had a dog doodling test at school, I'd probably get an A. But here, at the kitchen table, I wanted to sleep. Dog walking, soccer practice, it was all just exhausting. I stood up, opened the refrigerator, and took out a bottle of horseradish. I dipped my finger in the jar and then plunged it in my mouth. Every nerve in my body jumped up in shocked disgust as the horror of a spice-filled yuckiness seeped through my throat. I grabbed a glass and filled it with water. But even after gulping it down, and a second glass too, the terrible taste still coated my tongue in such sheer, bold thickness that I worried the pungent horseradish flavor might last forever. But it did wake me up. Mission accomplished. Mom drinks coffee to wake herself up, but I should tell her about the horseradish trick. I finished one side of my math worksheet, although I'm not sure the answers were exactly right. I didn't completely understand this radius concept, but at least there were answers on the page. I turned the worksheet over and began side 2. I didn't want to think about how many worksheets I still had to do through the night, and I still needed to do my assigned reading and language arts. The horseradish taste faded away after a few minutes, and so did my wakefulness. I don't remember my dream exactly, but I do remember a cat yelling at me about being late, and Coach Drago purring on my lap. Lexi was laughing, and Malcolm was juggling jars of horseradish with his feet. I'm not sure how long I slept, but when I awoke, I found my head lying on the worksheet and the rest of the house fast asleep. I sighed and took a couple of stabs in the dark as the area of the circle. Lexi didn't have to worry about her grades that always came so easy for her. She didn't face the problems that I did. She was good at everything. It wasn't fair. I blamed Dad and Mom. But that was just another reason why it was crucial that I won this war. I needed to show her and Mom, and I guess even myself, that I was better than Lexi at something important. I sighed and turned my attention once again to the worksheets, trying to remember what the difference was between a circumference and a diameter. I had no idea. Maybe I would remember after I took another nap on the kitchen table. A big yawn crept out of my mouth. As my eyes closed, I noticed my soccer cleats in the middle of the floor. I needed to put them away as soon as I woke up. Our next chapter is chapter 20, Tuesday, March 20th through Wednesday, March 21st. Money saved, $176.77.